Get ready for a chilly start to 2025. This year, January is bringing with it a deep freeze that will have everyone bundling up and preparing for some of the coldest temperatures we've seen in years. Whether you're in the northernmost parts of Canada or the southern states of the US, this cold snap is going to be felt far and wide. January is predicted to be much colder than usual across the United States and Canada. Meteorologists are forecasting temperatures that will dip well below the seasonal averages, bringing with them heavy snowfall and icy conditions. Cities that are used to mild winters might find themselves dealing with unexpected snowstorms, while those accustomed to the cold will face even harsher conditions. This deep freeze is due to some fascinating weather patterns. The atmosphere is a complex system, and this year, it's setting up a perfect storm for a cold snap. The interplay between different atmospheric elements is creating conditions that are ripe for a significant drop in temperatures. These patterns involve the jet stream and the polar vortex. The jet stream, a fast-flowing river of air high in the atmosphere, usually acts as a barrier that keeps the coldest Arctic air confined to the north. However, changes in the jet stream can have dramatic effects on our weather. Let's break down what's happening in the atmosphere. The jet stream is influenced by various factors, including temperature differences between the equator and the poles, as well as the rotation of the Earth. When these factors change, the jet stream can become wavy, allowing cold air to spill southward. The jet stream is like a river of wind high above us. It flows from west to east and can reach speeds of over 200 miles per hour. This powerful current of air helps to steer weather systems around the globe. It usually flows in a relatively straight path. When the jet stream is stable, it keeps the cold Arctic air locked up in the north and allows milder air to prevail in the lower latitudes. However, this January, it's taking a dip southward. This dip, known as a trough, is caused by a combination of factors, including changes in sea surface temperatures and atmospheric pressure patterns. As the jet stream dips, it creates a pathway for cold air to move south. This dip will allow frigid Arctic air to plunge down into North America. The result will be a significant drop in temperatures across the continent, with some areas experiencing record-breaking cold. This influx of Arctic air will also bring with it the potential for heavy snowfall and icy conditions. Get those winter coats ready. As the cold air moves in, it's important to be prepared. Make sure you have plenty of warm clothing, stock up on supplies, and be ready for the possibility of power outages and other disruptions. This January deep freeze is going to be one for the record books, so stay warm and stay safe. The jet stream is driven by temperature differences between the equator and the poles. Usually the tropics are much warmer than the poles, creating a strong jet stream. However, sometimes this temperature difference weakens. This weakening can cause the jet stream to become wavy and meander south. When this happens, cold air from the Arctic can escape and flow into areas that are typically milder. You've probably heard of the polar vortex. It's a term that often pops up in weather reports, especially during the winter months when temperatures plummet and snowstorms become more frequent. But what exactly is the polar vortex, and why does it have such a dramatic impact on our weather? It sounds intimidating, and for a good reason. The polar vortex is a powerful force of nature that can bring extreme cold and severe weather conditions to many parts of the world. When it descends, it can turn a mild winter day into a bone-chilling experience. The polar vortex is a large area of low pressure and cold air that normally circulates around the North Pole. This circulation is a natural part of our planet's climate system, helping to regulate temperatures and weather patterns in the northern hemisphere. It's like a giant whirlpool of frigid air, spinning counterclockwise high above the Arctic. It's held in place by a strong jet stream. The jet stream acts like a barrier, keeping the cold air confined to the polar regions. This fast-moving ribbon of air flows from west to east, creating a boundary between the cold polar air and the warmer air to the south. But, when the jet stream weakens, the polar vortex can weaken too. This weakening can be caused by various factors, including changes in atmospheric pressure and temperature. When the jet stream loses its strength, it can become wavy and distorted, allowing the cold polar air to escape its usual confines. This allows pieces of that frigid polar air to break off and move south. When this happens, regions that are typically milder can experience sudden and severe drops in temperature. Cities that are unaccustomed to such extreme cold can find themselves in the grip of a deep freeze, with all the challenges that come with it, from icy roads to increased heating demands. Understanding the polar vortex and its behavior is crucial for predicting and preparing for these dramatic weather events. The combination of a southward dipping jet stream and a weakened polar vortex sets the stage for a cold and potentially snowy January. This phenomenon is not just a random occurrence but a result of complex atmospheric dynamics. The jet stream, which is a fast-flowing ribbon of air high in the atmosphere, can shift its position and strength due to various factors, including temperature differences between the equator and the poles. But how does this actually translate into the weather we experience on the ground? When the jet stream dips southward, it allows cold Arctic air to spill into lower latitudes, bringing frigid temperatures to regions that are not typically this cold. This is often accompanied by a weakened polar vortex, which is a large area of low pressure and cold air surrounding the Earth's poles. When that very cold Arctic air flows over relatively warmer bodies of water, like the Great Lakes, it picks up moisture. This process is known as lake effect snow, and it can lead to significant snowfall in areas downwind of the lakes. The warmer water provides the necessary heat and moisture to fuel the formation of clouds. This moisture then condenses into clouds. As the cold air moves over the warmer water, it causes the air to rise and cool, leading to condensation and cloud formation. These clouds can become quite thick and heavy with moisture, and, depending on the temperature, can fall as snow. The colder the air, the more likely it is to snow. When the air temperature is below freezing, the moisture in the clouds will crystallize into snowflakes. These snowflakes then fall to the ground, creating the winter wonderland we often see. The intensity and duration of the snowfall can vary greatly depending on the strength of the cold air and the amount of moisture available. In some cases, this can lead to blizzards, which are characterized by heavy snowfall, strong winds, and reduced visibility. Understanding these processes helps meteorologists predict winter weather and issue warnings to keep people safe. Meteorologists use a variety of tools and models to forecast these events, including satellite imagery, weather balloons, and computer simulations. By analyzing data from these sources, they can make more accurate predictions about when and where snow will fall. While snow can be disruptive, it also brings opportunities for winter sports and activities. From skiing and snowboarding to building snowmen and having snowball fights, snow transforms the landscape into a playground for people of all ages. However, it's important to be prepared for winter weather. This includes having the right clothing, ensuring your vehicle is ready for snowy conditions, and staying informed about weather forecasts. By understanding the science behind snow and cold, we can better appreciate the beauty and challenges of winter. Section 5. Bracing for winter in the North. The northern United States, including states like Montana, North Dakota, and Minnesota, can expect a classic cold and snowy January. Temperatures may plunge well below freezing with significant snowfall expected. If you live in these areas, now is the time to winterize your homes, get your snow shovels ready, and prepare for those cozy nights by the fireplace. Section 6. The Midwest shivers. The Midwest, including states like Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, will also experience a taste of true winter weather. Temperatures will be much colder than average. While snowfall amounts may vary, expect some periods of snow throughout the month. Be sure to bundle up if you're venturing outside. Don't forget your hats and gloves.
Shall we begin?
Section 7. The East Coast bundles up. Even the East Coast won't escape the chill. Cities like New York City, Boston, and Washington, D.C. will see temperatures dip below freezing. While major snowstorms are not a certainty, there is a potential for some significant snowfall events. It's always a good idea to have a winter weather plan in place, just in case. Section 8. A snowy outlook for Canada. Our neighbors to the north in Canada are no strangers to cold winters. However, January 2025 is shaping up to be particularly chilly. Southern and western regions of Canada, including major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, can expect colder than average temperatures and above average snowfall. If you're planning a ski trip, this might be the year. Section 9. Stay informed and stay warm. Remember, weather forecasts can change. While a cold and snowy January is expected, it's essential to stay updated with the latest weather predictions from reliable sources. This will help you prepare accordingly. And most importantly, stay warm out there.